What's up, Cowboys Nation? Welcome back to the channel, and buckle up because we've got some exciting news out of Dallas. The 2025 NFL Draft has been nothing short of wild, and the Cowboys just made a move in the third round that's got fans buzzing. With the 76th overall pick, the Dallas Cowboys selected cornerback Shavon Revel Jr. out of East Carolina University. Now, if you're not super familiar with Revel's name, don't worry, because by the end of this video, you'll know exactly why the Cowboys made this move, what it means for the team's defensive strategy, and what kind of impact Revel can bring to the field both immediately and long term. So, let's break this all down and get into some real football talk, because this isn't just another draft pick. This could be a pivotal addition to Dallas' secondary that changes the shape of their defense moving forward. First off, let's talk about who Shavon Revel Jr. is and why he's rising up the ranks of draft analysis conversations. At 6'3" and just under 200 pounds, Revel brings rare size and length to the cornerback position. He's the kind of corner you look at and immediately think, man, this guy looks like he belongs in the NFL. But it's not just about his frame, it's how he uses it. Revel plays with physicality, confidence, and a real edge. He's one of those corners who's not afraid to mix it up, to get in a receiver's face at the line of scrimmage, and to follow them step for step down the field. He's what scouts like to call a pressman corner, and that style fits perfectly with what the Cowboys have been trying to build in their secondary. What stands out most about Revel is his ability to disrupt timing between quarterbacks and receivers. He's not just reacting, he's dictating. That's something you can't teach. That's instinct, preparation, and athletic ability all wrapped into one. At East Carolina, he had some electric moments, including some highlight reel interceptions, pass breakups, and one-on-one battles that really put his name on the radar. Of course, let's be honest here, Revel didn't come into the draft process as a household name like some of the top Power 5 prospects. He played in the American Athletic Conference, not the SEC or Big Ten. But when you actually dive into the tape, you see a player who didn't just dominate smaller school competition, he looked like a man among boys at times. His instincts in coverage, his closing speed, and his physicality at the point of attack were all elite traits. And then you factor in that track background. Yes, this guy ran track too, and you start to see how his top-end speed really helps him close the gap even if he gets beat initially. That's crucial at the next level. Revel is fast, but he's also quick. He can recover, change direction, and mirror routes against shiftier receivers. He's not just a straight-line guy. He's got hips, he's got footwork, and most importantly, he's got discipline. One of the most impressive things about Revel's tape was his ability to stay composed when the ball's in the air. No panic, no wild grabbing or penalties, just smart, controlled playmaking. Now, one reason his name didn't explode during the 2024 season was due to injury. Unfortunately, Revel suffered a torn ACL just a few games into his final college season. That kind of injury always complicates a player's draft stock, especially when you're talking about a position like cornerback that relies so heavily on mobility, quickness, and confidence in your own body. But here's the good news. Reports from the combine and pre-draft workouts suggest that Revel's rehab has been nothing short of excellent. Not only is he back running and cutting, but his medical evaluations came back extremely positive, and he's on track to be a full participant by the time training camp rolls around. That's huge, because it means the Cowboys aren't just drafting a guy who might contribute later, they're betting on a player who could compete for reps right away in a secondary that's been looking to reload after some big-name exits and inconsistent performances last season. So why did the Cowboys pull the trigger on Revel in round 3? Let's think about the context. Dallas has spent the last few seasons trying to shore up their secondary, especially with injuries plaguing some key players and free agency creating some holes on the depth chart. They've tried to balance veteran leadership with young talent, but they've been missing a guy like Revel, a big, physical, young corner who can grow into a starting role. He's got the upside to be a lockdown guy, and that's something the Cowboys desperately need as they continue to chase a deep playoff run. The NFC East is no joke when it comes to receiver talent. Just think about who they have to face multiple times a year. You've got guys like A.J. Brown and Devonta Smith in Philly, Terry McLaurin in Washington, and whoever the Giants trot out, those matchups require size, speed, and tenacity at the corner spot. Revel gives Dallas an answer to those challenges, and more importantly, he brings that raw potential that could develop into something special under the right coaching. Another angle to consider is how Dan Quinn or whoever takes over defensively, depending on future coaching shifts, can use Revel in different schemes. His pressman skills are great, but he's also smart enough to function in zone concepts, especially cover 3 or cover 2 shells. His length makes him effective in zone coverage windows, where he can read the quarterback and use his range to make plays on the ball. He's not the kind of player you'll want to throw into every down immediately, especially while he's getting back to full game speed post-injury, but give it time. Let him work into the rotation, play some sub-package snaps, contribute on special teams, and watch him grow. Speaking of special teams, don't underestimate his ability there. Guys with size and straight-line speed like Revel often make an immediate impact on kick coverage and punt units, and if you know anything about how the Cowboys build their roster, you know they love versatility and value across the board. Now let's talk about the value. A lot of analysts had Revel pegged as a mid-round guy with early day 2 talent if not for the injury. So getting him at pick 76 could very well turn into a steal. This is one of those picks where a year from now, people might look back and say, how did he fall that far? That's the kind of upside Revel has. It's a calculated risk, sure, but the reward? Massive. He checks so many boxes: size, athleticism, mentality, production, and now motivation. Don't underestimate how much that chip on his shoulder will drive him. Players coming off injury, overlooked by national media, trying to prove they belong, those are the guys who come into the league hungry and relentless. Now if you're wondering how Cowboys fans are reacting, let's just say it's been a mix of surprise and excitement. Some fans were expecting the team to go offensive line or even wide receiver at that spot, but once they dug into Revel's background, a lot of people started coming around quickly. Social media lit up with highlights, praise for his frame and play style, and comparisons to other long, physical corners who have succeeded in the league. And it's not just fans, some draft analysts have already labeled this one of the more underrated picks of day 2. The narrative is shifting from "who is this guy?" to "watch out for this guy." So what's next for Shavon Revel Jr.? Well, he's headed to Dallas, and that means he's about to walk into one of the biggest spotlight markets in the NFL. It's a place where expectations are sky high, the fan base is passionate, and the competition is real. But that's also the beauty of it. If you can thrive in Dallas, you can thrive anywhere. Training camp will be his first big test, especially as he adjusts to NFL speed and works his way back from injury, but if he can stay healthy and keep stacking practices, the coaches will notice. He doesn't need to be the day 1 starter. He just needs to stay focused, stay healthy, and show that his instincts and playmaking haven't gone anywhere. With the right development, Revel could be a starting outside corner within a season or 2, and from there, who knows? Maybe we're looking at the next breakout defensive star in Dallas. So to wrap this all up, let's call it what it is. The Cowboys made a gutsy but potentially brilliant move by drafting Shavon Revel Jr. in the 3rd round of the 2025 NFL Draft. It's a pick that blends long-term upside with short-term special teams value, and if he stays healthy, it could go down as one of the biggest steals of the draft. He's got the tools, the toughness, and the talent. Now it's all about putting in the work, earning his spot, and letting his game speak for itself. So Cowboys Nation, get ready, Shavon Revel Jr. is coming to town, and he's got something to prove. Don't forget to hit that like button, subscribe if you're new, and drop your thoughts in the comments. Do you think Revel was the right pick? Could he be the next shutdown corner in Dallas? Let's talk about it. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you all in the next one. Go Cowboys!